already know who it is. Let's get back to another episode of Campus Update. Don't forget, we have just under 2 months of school left. Are you on track for finishing the year off strong? Are you in track? If you are, you're probably in this next segment. Take it away, Hayden.
After 2 track meets with Marina, Fountain Valley, and Edison in just 2 weeks' time, our track and field team continues to give it their all as we near the end of the year. Last week, we went down to meet some of the athletes and find out what makes track so special.
Track is really awesome because there's a bunch of different events and you don't only have to be a runner.
There's an event for everyone. There's sprints, long distance, jumps, throws, and pretty much everyone has a spot for track, and it's really fun to have all different types of people.
What makes track a really good experience for everyone is the people and the amazing and supportive coaches.
You just get another family in the school and it gets you involved and you just meet a lot of great people.
Everyone's so nice and so sweet, and it's just an amazing time to be here, and it's always fun to watch people race and be with your friends.
Yeah, track is really cool.
Thanks, Hayden. Looks like they're in for a good season. However, off campus, things aren't always so predictable. Here's one of our city's emergency services coordinators explaining why and how you always have to be prepared for the worst.
Here in Huntington Beach, we have 16 identified hazards. Number one, of course, is earthquake, and we always prepare for the worst case scenario, and that's why we if you're prepared for an earthquake, you're prepared for almost anything. But we do have some hazards such as tsunami that take special considerations. If you live near the coast or live in the tsunami zone, you need to know how to get out. 75% of the city is in a floodplain, and we've in the past flooded pretty bad, and it can cause people to lose their homes, and we have to open up shelters. When you start talking about man-made disasters, terrorism's a big thing, active shooter scenarios in school. Well, you should prepare for disasters because here in Southern California, every 150 years, we can expect a major earthquake along the San Andreas Fault. We like to tell people that we have 3 things that we promote. Number one is get a kit. There's a lot of resources to what needs to go into a kit, but typically we talk about having a grab-and-go bag. That's with it's packed with essentials and documentation and things that you'll need immediately if you receive the phone call that you have to evacuate. We also recommend having water storage at your house, preferably a 50-gallon water drum, if not more, 1 gallon of water per person per day, and enough supplies to last 72 hours at a minimum. I would say in closing is that everybody needs to take this seriously. Disaster preparedness is something that needs to be in everybody's mind. I mean, we can look at what's taken place just this year. You had the major floods in Texas, multiple active shooter scenarios that you've seen throughout, and school shootings, and we can't live by what I like to call the ostrich syndrome. You can't stick your head in the sand and just hope it's all going to go away. And so the more that you can do prepare and realize what those risks are, you can determine ways to mitigate those risks and make sure you become a survivor, not a victim.
There you have it, Oilers. Remember, the most important actions to take in an emergency are planning and preparation before the incident occurs. In other news, do you often find yourself with a full schedule but no real feeling of wanting to do any work? Well, do I have a solution for you? No, really, do I? I honestly have no idea. I don't think this next segment can help you at all with anything really, but just roll the clip.
Every high school student is familiar with the common activity of procrastination. Sometimes it can even seem like you're just wasting your time. Never fear. There are a lot of things you can do when you don't actually want to be doing anything, and I'm here to give you some enervating examples that are sure to keep your dull mind at rest. Sharpen some pencils. This can be an exhilarating way to spend the time that you fail to realize is quickly slipping through your fingers. If pencils are too old school for you, browse the App Store. The next Flappy Bird could be just minutes away. In order to be sure you don't miss the very beginning of the next new mobile gaming trend, keep your phone open and on your desk, and be prepared to watch another 99 cents go down the drain. There's nothing quite like the satisfaction of losing all of your savings $1 at a time. However, an even better feeling is losing it on a much greater scale. Buying useless junk on Amazon can be a great way to accomplish this daunting task, especially if you let the void that is your closet fill up with things you'll never use again. Be sure to pat yourself on the back when you get to class and none of your homework is done. I would say that as long as your bank account and GPA were affected, it was time well spent. Similarly, contribute to America's lavish wastefulness by buying food you know you won't eat. Next time you're at the grocery store thinking to yourself, do I really need more bread? Just remember, the answer is always yes. To burn off the calories in all the food you did eat, consider walking your dog until they finally give in to your cruel games and stop in their tracks. Finally, always make sure to have your phone on your desk with notifications on full volume so you know when it's time to play that next game of HQ.
Everyone shut up, we're playing
Back to you.
Thanks, Ian. Looks like fun. Yeah. In case you hadn't heard, this year marks the 25th anniversary of APA, and we're celebrating it with a number of upcoming events centered around a restaging of APA's first ever play, a farcical comedy called Noises Off. We sent Grace to find out everything we need to know.
Noises Off is essentially a farce about putting on a farce. It shows the process of getting all the blocking and having all the characters work well and understand the script, while also showing all the downsides and the crazy things that happen in theater behind the scenes. So it's kind of just a really interesting story that shows the things a normal person wouldn't really know about putting on a show.
Gary's sort of a nervous guy, and that sometimes, I guess, gets in the way of what he tries to do in the play. I think Noises Off is really special because it was actually the first play APA ever put on 25 years ago. So now for our 25th anniversary, we're doing it again, and I think it'll be pretty exciting.
You can buy tickets at the APA office for April 19th through 22nd. Come see it.
A play about a play? So meta. Well, that's all the time we have for today. I'm currently doing the outro. The outro's over. Goodbye.